guys, it's Leslie. I'm gonna be a color chart testing fool today. I have three to, oops, because I just got this and I'm super excited about it. This is a Daniel Smith color swatch package. There's 4 sheets and it's got 238 colors. So the whole selection of Daniel Smith colors. And what this isn't a printed swatch, it's actually little actual blobs of paint so that you can test out their colors before you buy a whole tube. Now, this cost me 17 bucks. That's Canadian, so it's probably cheaper in the States. But it was worth it for me because I love the Daniel Smith colors, and when you see the examples that I painted, they've got a whole range of really interesting granulating specialty colors that I really want to dig into and investigate, and I'll be showing you the videos that I do about that. They've also got these duochrome colors, which are I don't know what they are, to be honest. I think they're duochrome means 2 colors, so sounds like they're 2 pigment mixes or 2 color mixes, but they also have interference colors, which are little pieces of mica that reflect the complement. So for, say, interference green, when you paint that on, depending on how you look at the color, it'll shift and it'll reflect the complement. So it'll look green and then red, depending on how you're looking at it. And this is the only company that I know of that has interference colors in watercolor. I've used interference colors in acrylic a lot, but I didn't know they were available in watercolor, so that was exciting. And they may be available in watercolor, I've just never seen them. Okay, so I'm gonna test out a bunch of colors. And that's what I'm going to do today, and mostly this will be speeded up and you'll see the final scans, and if I have anything to say I'll probably talk about it over the scan. Okay, so enjoy. Okay, before I start, this is a comparison piece. I've got M-Gram, Water, Windsor Newton, and Da Vinci colors. I've also got some Holbein colors here, and I wanted to compare them across color lines, like compare similar pigments and similar color names to see the differences. I've been curious, and so I thought this was a good opportunity to check it out. Okay, so DS has permanent and alizarin. So I'm gonna put permanent up here. And then just alizarin crimson here. And generally the difference between them is permanent alizarin crimson is a slightly different formulation that creates an archival quality, non-fading version. It's interesting, there's definitely a difference between the permanent alizarin and the regular alizarin crimson. But if you look on alizarin, this one is rated as an excellent light fastness. This one is not rated, it's actually fugitive, okay? And let's talk about fugitive colors for a second. I'm going to be working with another fugitive color later that's called Opera. Fugitive colors are not rated, they don't have a specific light fastness because under light, any kind of a light, this kind of light, incandescent light, any kind of a light, they can change color and literally disappear. Okay, so it's important to know your pigments and to know what you're working with and to learn how to read the information that's on a tube. So this one, as much as I actually prefer this color, I would probably choose this because of the light fast rating. You actually don't want to use fugitive colors unless you're just working for print. Because if you ever want to sell an original piece of work, you can't guarantee that that color is going to remain. Like it could change, it could disappear, it could turn into khaki, like a khaki green, brown. Woo-hoo-hoo! Finished. It's pretty, right? It's pretty. Hey guys, I'd like to talk for a minute about the results of this test that I did. And by the way, these ended up going on for way longer than I thought they would. I thought I'd get all 3 of the tests done in one video, and the first videos turned out to be like 10 minutes long, so my apologies. Okay, so what I found was Windsor Newton was my favorite purple. It's a luscious, rich, neutral purple, like not too red, not too blue, and it's really vibrant. So that was a surprise for me, and it means that I need to take out the M-gram from my palette and replace it with my Windsor Newton. The next thing that came up was this issue with the PV19 pigments. Okay, if you look right in the top row, right in the middle, PV19, Quin Rose, Permanent Rose, Quin Rose, Permanent Magenta, Quin Magenta. This is kind of a problem when choosing pigments. They're also called Quin Red. PV19 can be called Quin Red. PV19, if you look, is the same pigment that's in the really intense pink color and in the more muted, darker purplish color. The same pigment. Now, according to handprint.com, and I'm going to link that in the description because it is the most awesome website for pigment information that I've ever found, ever. It's amazing pants. The guy that writes that website said that the pigment is sold as PV19 for both pigments with no differentiation between them, though he referred to one, the bright pink one, as the gamma pigment, and the other darker one as the beta pigment. And I don't know if that's his reference or whether that is an industry reference. I don't know. But that's a way to differentiate, except there's no differentiation on the packaging. So yeah. So if you want to do any of the Quinn roses and you want something specific, make sure you get the exact name, brand, and pigment name that you want to make sure that you're buying the correct color from the art store. Sigh. Okay, the Holbein Irodori colors, these are antique colors from Holbein. They're antique Japanese colors, and they're actually closer to a gouache. They're really beautiful, really vibrant. They tend to be not very transparent, but a friend of mine, Cynthia, described them as colored mylar. When she would layer them, it was like layering a colored mylar over top of one another, and she really liked the Irodori colors, and I think they're definitely a nice addition. They're fairly thick and intense, and they have gouache-like qualities to them, so just be aware of that. Okay, I want to talk about the opera down in the bottom left-hand corner. Okay, the Windsor Newton opera has PV 122, I believe it is. Windsor Newton has PR 122 and BV10 in it. Now, BV10 is a dye. It's a rhodamine dye. Okay, and the dye is what makes opera fugitive. Okay, now the Daniel Smith version is even more intense and only has the pigment PR 122. So of the two, I would definitely suggest the Daniel Smith because you're not going to be dealing with as many problems in the fugitive category. And the last thing is the Mayan colors were really interesting. I have no idea what these are. These are a specialty mineral color that Daniel Smith has adopted as their own. I have no idea what the colors are or what the pigments are. It's a proprietary name brand of pigments, and they are apparently hearkening back to ancient Mayan paint technologies, or that's their story anyway. I liked them. They all tended to be gritty and sedimenting, but really brilliant at the same time. I don't know why I'd want to choose them over others unless I bought into the whole story of the Mayan source. And that's interesting. It's an interesting story. But I don't know if it's enough for me to buy a whole bunch of replacement paints. Okay, so that's it. That's my take on this. I have 2 more color charts, and I hope they're not as long as this one. But thanks for watching. Please like and share if you like the videos, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Okay, take care.